And hopefully it felt better than, cutting your own eyes out.
I think that's to be determined. I haven't done that yet.
Hey, speaking of which, how's it going?
Oh,
I'm Karina.
I'm Clark.
And welcome to It's Always Spooky.
It's always spooky.
All right. Today. You suck, man. We're talking about one of Clark's favorite horror movies, apparently.
It is.
We're going to talk about 2016's The Eyes of My Mother.
I'm gonna preface this episode by saying that this isn't one of my favorite movies for the same reason that certain books are my favorite, because I don't see this as one of the scariest movies I've ever seen or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just love that this is one of the very few more recent horror movies that I've seen that take the horror genre and they add in a very large amount of just artistic depth to it.
Definitely.
And it's not really here for jump scares. It's not really here for trying to play on the tropes that horror movies typically do.
Right.
It's very genre bending. And I just, the first time I watched it, I was obsessed. It's so good.
Yeah, were you?
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you. This is definitely, it was a directorial debut, I think, for Nicholas, I think I'm going to call him Pesh or Pess. It was done on a shoestring budget, right? And I feel like it is very artistic. It kind of, and I see this sometimes in Spanish films a lot, where they're trying to tell a narrative in a very beautiful is a word that comes to mind, but for me is hard to actually use the word beautiful.
Yeah.
Just because of the subject material that we're going to get into. But I did want to say, because I did text this to Clark earlier, that I firmly believe that Taylor Swift lyric, "Nightmare dressed like a daydream," fully describes this movie.
Absolutely.
To a T.
Absolutely. It's such an interesting film because initially, as you're watching it, you almost kind of feel like this is set in a different era, in a different space, even in a different setting than we're in the States, so somewhere other than this, because they're speaking Portuguese for a good portion of it.
I'm kind of curious. I really am, because if you think about it, to me, seems like this is an immigrant family.
Yeah.
Who probably live in the States, just based off of license
based off
plates
the other characters too,
and the other characters that are in that. Yeah. And just even the side of the road that the truck was driving on, I feel like it was on the right side of the road and not the left side of the road. So I would assume they're in the States and they just were very isolated by themselves in this. And yeah.
Yeah, it just has such a vibe where you kind of question kind of set and setting for a good chunk of it.
I agree with you. Yeah, you don't really know what time period this is. Because the characters that we're going to talk about, they could be living their lives in a more dated lifestyle. Even though, they live in a very what looked like 21st century to me. But we don't actually know, if we're being totally honest.
Yeah, because, and that's actually, before we even dive a little further into it. I
know we're being intentionally vague, which is fine. Because this movie's only an hour and 16 minutes long. So it's not long.
It's short, and it's a ride. But I guess the director was also, the house that this family lives in, everything in it is extremely dated. Mm-hmm. And the director was doing that intentionally to show decay and being stuck in a time.
Definitely.
And I'm
detail's beautiful.
I love when directors have such an attention for every single thing in this film, every single scene, every single thing that's featured in it is very intentional.
Every prop, every line, yeah. I really appreciate that. Well, before we get into our recap, I'll just name the cast real quick. There's, I think, only 9 people in this whole movie. I am going to probably butcher the main actress's last name. So it's Kika Mengelhaus, plays Francesa. Olivia Bond plays young Franny. Will Brill plays Charlie. Diana Agostini plays Mother. Paul Nazak plays Father. Flora Diaz plays Lucy. Joey Curtis Green plays Antonio. And Clara Wong plays Kimiko.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask Nick, because Nick knows a lot more Spanish pronunciation than I do. Granted, her name's Portuguese.
Yes.
But I had never seen the symbol that would be for like an enye in Spanish over an A before. So I wasn't sure how to pronounce her name.
Yeah, I looked it up on Google, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to just like pretend like I could butcher it. Because I have seen that little. What is it? What is it called?
Well, on the N in Spanish, it's its own letter, and it's an enye.
An enye.
But I don't know what the actual line's name is.
Because that symbol is also in French too, but it's been a while since I've taken French, so I can't quite remember. And I'm pretty sure you can put it over an A. I have the title card. It's fairly simple. It's white font, black screen, The Eyes of My Mother. But I did also include the aerial shot of the truck and the body in the road.
Oh.
I know. We're going to get to it. Tagline, there isn't one.
No.
I couldn't find one.
No.
This was such a small movie. There was literally no budget. It wasn't listed. I looked it up online. It was made in 18 days, and it was on shoestring. So it was literally whatever the director had at his disposal, because he also wrote it. And then the cow, like, okay.
Yeah. And then the cow.
So the opening weekend made $9,000. It grossed $29,000.
Damn. It is a pretty niche movie. Like, I haven't seen very many people talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I stumbled upon it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, because this is a movie I had never heard of before. I had never seen. When you had told me, like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you to watch this, I was like, okay, I'm not going to look up anything about it. I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't look up anything. And if you really want to watch this movie, and I recommend that you do if you're into this kind of content that we're gonna get into, but you have to be ready for a wild ride. Like, I don't know that I would recommend it to just the regular person to watch.
No,
because I think it would probably scar them for life.
Yeah, it gets in your head.
It would go on that, like, I could see it being on like a disturbing iceberg list.
Yeah,
even though it doesn't have a lot of just intense graphic violence on screen.
Yeah, it would be probably like, I feel like when I look at the like horror iceberg and everything, it's always like jump scares at the top, and then it gets like significantly more gory as you go down. And then it's like, as soon as you breach the surface of the water, that's when it starts to get with the shit that fucks with your head.
Exactly.
And this would be like in that
this
zone.
Is in that zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We should do our recap, and then we will do themes. Do you want me to just look it up on IMDb?
Oh, I got it.
Okay, sick.
Yeah. So I had tried to write one. I don't like it.
I'm a writer.
So we're going to do the one that's on IMDb. And it says, a young, lonely woman is consumed by her deepest and darkest desires after tragedy strikes her quiet country life. Short, sweet, to the point.
To the point. Vague, intentionally vague. We like vague.
Perfect.
Because then you don't know what the fuck's coming, bro.
And I do love, while I'm just looking at the absolutely horrendously formatted site, IMDb, I do love that the genres are listed first as drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And then it's horror.
Yeah.
And I'm
I believe it. I 1,000% believe it. Yeah. Because like I was saying, it doesn't show a lot of violence. It does show violence. Don't get me wrong. There is some dark shit that this movie goes into. But there were several times when I was watching it that, like, the anticipation is what terrified me.
Yeah.
Me going like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? Right. And then when you actually get to the reveal, you're like, okay, that's awful, but that's not as awful as I thought it was.
Yeah.
Until it does. It makes a good right turn. Like,
yeah. You're spending this entire movie just gradually getting like your skin starts to crawl more and more and more as it's going, and you get relief from the tension over and over again, but it's still just going and going and going.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And sometimes like the next scene will happen, and the like just the moment the scene starts, you're just like, oh, son of a bitch. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't get the relief.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, without further ado, we're in spoiler territory now.
Yeah. Just briefly for themes, I only wrote 3. It's a very, I don't want to use the word like basic or anything like that, because it's not. There is a lot of depth to this movie, but it's pretty apparent with what it covers. And for me, the 3 were grief, family, and isolation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I don't know that I would add to that list. I'm like going over it in my brain. Well, no, because you said isolation. So isolation puts it really well.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Like,
yeah. Because there is a very big element to this of like, well, now I'm alone. And
yes.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like, not just that she was alone, but that like her parents never taught her how to form connections with other people outside of the both of them. And I don't know how she would have learned those skills otherwise, because they lived out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, and the only people that she knew were cows.
Yeah.
And Charlie.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I was looking to try to see if I could find any lore, like if this was based on anything like that. It's not, thank God. But
yeah, it is one of those things where you finish it and you're like, you kind of want to talk to the director's mom. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Has he always been like this?
What the fuck? Have you watched this?
Yeah.
Like,
are you a surgeon? But yeah, I just wrote under lore, like, not much. I do love that the house is low key a character. It's not so much in the way of like The Shining or anything like that, but I do think that there was intention behind having the house being featured so much, even in like no characters present, just empty spaces.
I can agree. And I also agree that like the house itself was like her safe place, because it was like the place that she grew up. It was the place that she had her parents. And then all of these scenes that you have that don't include the violence, it's just her kind of at home being happy, being in her safe space. And so having the house be a character is just this character of like home, this warmth, the pictures, the fireplace, the TV in the background, like all of these different props that just kind of lead into this sense of having another presence there.
Yeah.
That hopefully wasn't making her feel lonely, but she was obviously feeling lonely.
And being like, also the house being oddly dated, like tube TV, record player, old style icebox refrigerator.
Definitely.
Like all those things where it's just like, you do see like a truck later on. You see the inside of a bar later on. And like those things look very modern.
Yeah.
And that does provide such a good contrast to this. And it also, speaking of contrast, it's a modern film in black and white.
Yes. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
It is a modern film in black and white. And I'd say this time period, I guess, is maybe like 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
No,
maybe something
I don't
like
see
that.
cell phones. There's no cell phones, right? And even like you think about Kimiko that she picked up at the bar. Like I thought that was an interesting match. Like it's an interesting choice, right? That, like I wasn't sure if that had any significance to tune you into what time period it was. That's why it made me think of it was more of like 70s or 80s. Yeah,
I wish I could ask the director.
Because you really only
questions.
have, right? You only have Charlie, his get up.
Yeah.
He's a fucking psychopath. And then you have Kimiko.
Yeah.
Because you don't really get to see the trucker. The trucker's in like a uniform.
Yeah.
And those are the only characters, right? Because of course Antonio's going to be in the same garb as Francisca, right?
Yeah.
And she's in this dated outfit because she was raised by her parents that were also what I would guess are immigrants. So maybe all of the things that they had either came from Portugal or Spain or wherever they came from, or it was things that like they got from nearby towns and they just never upgraded.
Yeah, because even Lucy is driving like a dated truck.
That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot about Lucy.
Yeah, but it's also they live out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere where people drive old cars today.
Yeah, exactly.
So like
that doesn't really key you in too much. Like, right? It could be just a rural part because I don't think they list the where they are. Right? We're guessing in the States, right? But like maybe we'll say like middle USA.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it really quick and see if he's answered anybody about like where it is.
They could even have like filming locations on IMDb.
Even the like brief little rundown that Google gives says that it takes place in a remote farmhouse, likely in the United States.
Likely. Yeah. Country of origin, USA. It was filmed in New York on a USA farm in Cooperstown.
Okay.
So we'll say rural New York farm.
Yeah.
Right? But which makes sense, right? If they were immigrants, New York is a pretty like big hub for that.
And I do think at some point there is a little bit of dialogue about her mom practicing surgery in Portugal, and then they migrate to the United States. and I just don't remember specifically if they say where to. It's probably New York.
It's not a big deal.
It
don't really fucking matter.
No, it don't.
Do you do you want to do your favorite scene first? Your favorite scenes?
Yeah. So one of the things that I really love about this film is also something that makes it a little difficult to try to comment on. And it's that the scenes almost feel like puzzle pieces that just don't fit quite right. Like
Right.
it's not like a narrative that's continuously flowing. It's kind of like this is happening while also this is happening, but those things are here and then there's a gap and then these things are happening. And it's just kind of like this weird discombobulated flow that I really love.
I exactly know what you're talking about, and I will bring this up in my notes later, but you'll understand this.
Okay,
like,
cool.
tangent.
So I have one honorable mention.
Perfect.
And I'm going to jump pretty far into the movie for this
That's
honorable
fine.
mention.
We're past the spoilers, so like
yeah.
you should probably watch the movie if you want. I mean, if you want to listen to this, because we're not going to do like a full recap. And
No.
there is a full recap on IMDb.
There is.
You could listen. You could just read that if you don't want to watch it, because I used to do this like before. Even now, because
Yeah.
there are some disturbing iceberg movies that I don't want to fucking watch. I don't want to watch them. Like a Serbian film, no thank you.
I already had that trauma. I don't need it again.
I don't need it. I've seen I Spit on Your Grave. I don't need another one of those ever in my whole life, right? So there's no shade or shame. IMDb, most people will go on there and they will put a synopsis in there. And it'll probably take you 15, 20 minutes to read it. I feel like you don't retain the information as much if you don't watch it, but if you're kind of sensitive to some of the material that we're going to talk about, should we do like a trigger warning? I mean, it's a horror podcast, but like murder, necrophilia, torture. I'm putting torture on there.
Torture, definitely.
Kidnapping.
Yeah, kidnapping.
I don't think there's any suicide. I don't think there's any of that. Like,
there's technically,
and I don't.
There's sexual assault.
Well, they hint at it. They really heavily hint at it.
They don't show anything.
That was that's one of like my honorable mentions for scariest, because I was like, sure, that's where they were going with it. And then when they like reveal it, I was like, okay, not as bad as I thought, but like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's also a good trigger warning too.
Yeah. This is the one time I'll tell myself, Clark, edit that to the beginning. And I'll actually do it. So
your honorable mention.
Yes. So my honorable mention, and it's going to tie into my favorite. At this point in the film, what has happened thus far, just to give you an idea of why they're in this setup, is at the very beginning, Francisca and her mom they're kind of, I guess, hanging out. Like, her mom's really the only person other than her dad that like Francisca even really knows. All of her friends are cows. And so they just hang out, and her mom is trying to impart some knowledge as far as like what life and death mean and how death isn't scary because it's a natural thing. And her mom is this absolutely remarkably brilliant surgeon, and her specialty is with eyes. And so she's telling Francisca how they used to practice in Portugal doing surgery on cows because the anatomy of the eye was so similar to the anatomy of the human eye. And so you see her imparting all of this knowledge. And then shortly thereafter, this gentleman named Charlie drives up and then starts walking up to their house. And he asks like, oh, is your husband around? And that sort of thing. And Francisca's mom very, very brilliantly says, oh, he's going to be here any second. And Charlie ends up, I think he says that he needs to use the restroom. Yeah, says that he needs to use the restroom, goes into their house. Anybody who's watched a horror film knows that this guy is extremely untrustworthy.
She knows it too.
Yeah, she knows it too.
Yeah, which is why she said it. She said, my husband will be home any second now.
Yeah, and you can tell he's one of those people that looks so pleasant, and it is entirely fake. It is. He is built on facade, and he is a horrible human.
Yep.
And so he ends up getting into the house, kills Francisca's mom, and Francisca's dad does shortly come home, finds Charlie brutally stabbing their mom.
I think he was beating her with his pistol.
Yeah, beating her with his
pistol. He was like bludgeoning her. Like, there was blood everywhere. Like,
yeah. And so Francisca's dad knocks Charlie out, and then says that Francisca is going to have to take care of him. And so...
Well, she had to clean up all the blood afterwards from her mom.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
And so they end up locking him in the barn. And then my honorable mention starts years later. So at this point, Francisca is an adult. And
oh my God,
she decides, after she doesn't get her rocks off with this girl that she tries to abduct, that she's just going to bring Charlie inside. And so she goes and grabs Charlie, brings him inside. And there's a really uncomfortable scene where she washes him. He's naked. She undresses in front of him, blah, blah, blah. They end up going to bed together, and she wakes up and Charlie's not there.
And don't forget, Charlie has been imprisoned for the last however many years, because she's an adult now, with his vocal cords and his eyes cut out.
Yes. So Charlie cannot see and he cannot scream.
And he's just outside, and he's just like...
And he's just outside.
You can't see my hands, but they're
naked.
Out in front of me.
Yeah.
Just like wandering in front of me. Just like...
Yeah, he's outside butt naked, just like in the yard.
It's amazing he got that far.
Honestly, go Charlie.
Just like...
And he's just like walking, trying to figure it out. And Francisca very calmly gets up, goes downstairs, sees him out in the yard, and she grabs a knife, walks out the front door. And my honorable mention for favorite scene is there is this beautiful shot that is through the window of their house where you can see Charlie trying to just like make his way through the yard. And you see Francisca slowly start approaching him. And she's just approaching. This scene is drawn out for so long. She's getting closer and closer. You can tell that she's trying to avoid like making too much noise and everything. And so she kind of like circles him a little bit, gets a little closer, circles him a little bit, gets a little closer. And just the filming of that scene was, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this director's head, but that scene was gorgeous.
Oh my God.
It was so, oh my gosh. The anticipation was, oh my gosh, it was tangible. It was thick like molasses. The just contrast between Charlie's body and the surrounding environment was gorgeous.
Yep, definitely.
Everything about it was like perfectly lit, perfectly shot. And you can tell that it's just like a black and white handheld camera. That definitely. Like it's just beautifully done.
I will tell you, like, listening to you re-describe that scene, my brain went into two different tangents, and then I came back to center where like you're like, okay, this is not the most fucked up scene, but it's a pretty fucked up scene that happens here. And the whole time you might feel kind of bad for Charlie, right? Like, oh no, this poor man who had his eyes and his vocal cords cut out is blind and stumbling around in the dark, right? But then if you watch the rest of the movie, you realize that like Charlie's a big ass piece of shit.
Yeah.
And Francisca knows it because like she talked to him pretty extensively before she cut his eyes and his vocal cords out. Right.
Yeah.
Like when they first had him locked up in the barn, the dad didn't kind of dissociated after he knocked him out. And so Francisca like kept him alive. And at first I think when she was going and she was cleaning out all of the, I think it was pebble shot. I would assume that when Francisca's dad came home, he had like a shotgun or something nearby because he looked like he had blast marks here, and then he had another stab or bullet wound in his back too. And so Francisca like fixed all of that stuff. And she asked Charlie like, "Do you do this a lot?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I do it all the time." And she's like, "Why?" And he says, "Because it feels awesome."
That's my favorite scene.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So all that to say, she ends up murdering Charlie.
Yeah.
But in like all the way back to the beginning, when that whole situation transpires, the dialogue specifically was like, oh wait, no, that's not my favorite. That was, sorry.
Another honorable mention?
No. Okay. So that's one of my favorite quotes.
Oh.
My favorite is the scene while she's stabbing him. So she walks up and she hugs him.
Yep.
And she's just stabbing him over and over and over again. And she is visibly sad about it. Like, this is the only other human that she has.
She's both sad and like comforting him at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, and you're going to finish it.
Yeah. And so she's stabbing him, and she says while she's stabbing him, because earlier on she asks, why us? And he says, because you let me in.
Because you let me in.
And it feels amazing. And as she's stabbing him, she is like, you're right. It feels amazing.
It feels amazing. Yeah. And I kind of like it too, because I mean, she essentially raped him in the scene before when she lost her virginity to him.
Yeah.
But then in this moment when she killed him, I also found that to be in a very sexual manner.
Oh,
in just the way she was like stabbing him over and over again.
It was intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love intimate murder. That's, yep.
2 thumbs. Way up.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So that was one of, well, it was a slight honorable mention, because one of my honorable mentions was Franny feeding her pet was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That, like, it was both funny because I was like, Charlie's a piece of shit. I could give a shit. Like, this is an excellent punishment for him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it was when she had, like, it was 2 different times. When she was a kid, and then when she was an adult, where she went in and she hand fed him, and how he like eventually kind of turned into like an animal, because he couldn't see, he couldn't speak, he could just grunt and moan, and he like not loved it, but like he really took all he could get, right? He would sit there in her lap and like take the food hungrily, right? And I remember thinking to myself, because this is my favorite one here, I was like, what the fuck are in those bags? The bags that she keeps putting aside and putting in the fridge.
Yep.
And then I would
Yep.
I literally put it down, like, after feeding her pet was pretty funny when she had the mouse, right? And then you see her feeding him, and I was like, oh, okay, she just feed. And then I was like, wait, what did she put in the fridge there? Because I didn't make the correlation between like mom, when they had buried mom and whatnot.
Yep.
And so my favorite scene is kind of in this halfway betwixt point. So Charlie's not dead yet, but at least I'm pretty sure Charlie's not dead yet. Kimiko, when she goes out after dad dies to the bar, and she picks up a date, Kimiko, and they both go back to her house. And initially everything's fine. Kimiko's asking 1,000 questions, and she even says like, sorry, I ask questions when I'm nervous. Like, I hope I'm not being annoying. And Franziska doesn't know how to interact with other people, so she's almost treating Kimiko like a doll.
Yeah.
Or like a cow.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's like the only way she really knows. And so when Kimiko's asking her questions, she's just responding.
And
like,
yeah.
she's not thinking about like the societal norm or like about what's appropriate or not.
No, she doesn't understand social cues, to the point that even when Kimiko's like, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
She
doesn't get it. She's
like,
still
why?
like stroking her hair.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even though she did, like, it's very obvious that Kimiko doesn't want her to touch her, and she even like puts her hands up a couple of times, like, please stop. And she just doesn't. She just immediately just keeps going back and like keeps stroking her hair. Right.
Yeah.
So I liked that lead up. And then Kimiko finally realizing like, okay, I got to get the fuck out of here. And
Yeah.
then they don't show what happens. They do a cut to Kimiko running, and Franziska being like, no, I'll drive you. Like, please, like, let me drive you home. Like, it's okay. And then it's just Franziska cleaning up the blood on the floor.
Oh.
Right. And then I saw the bags on the table again, and I went, love how they cut to her cleaning up. Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
I literally just like made a little arrow. And I went,
Oh.
oh my God.
Yup. Yeah. There's some fun cannibalism in this movie.
Yep. And it kind of tied into like those scenes. There's a couple of scenes of like her sitting down and eating by herself, and the Hannibal Lecter-esque way that she's eating these things. I'm just like, that's people, man.
Toughened your nipples, didn't it?
She fucking eating people, bro.
But she doesn't do it to her dad.
Yeah.
Instead, with her dad.
She does worse to dad.
Yeah. Instead, with her dad, after he dies, naturally.
Well, is it? Because she told Kimiko that she killed him.
she said that she killed him, but I don't feel like...
I think it was a joke. No, I think it was a joke.
I think it was a joke.
I think it was a joke because I think after the fact, when Kimiko like really was like, "You're not serious, right?" Like Francesca was like, "You're right. It's not funny. It's not funny. I thought I was joking." Like,
yeah.
I'm curious because like I thought maybe she poisoned him.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Because from what you tell, he just dies. Like
of natural causes.
Yeah, he just dies of natural causes.
Which is what I would assume. But I don't know. That's the only part that like is tripping me up is when she told Kimiko, "I killed him."
Yeah.
What happened to your dad? I killed him. Like,
but then he dies, and when her mom was killed, they buried her. Just like in the woods. Such respectful. But when the dad dies, she washes him and gets in the bath with him.
I feel like that was like days after he died.
Yeah, and then just keeps him.
Yeah, just keeps him in the chair.
Yeah.
Dances in front of him.
Yeah, he just gets to be I guess just a decoration.
She doesn't want to let him go.
Yeah. It's so unsettling.
I mean, I guess because dad made her bury mom.
Yeah.
She got to choose whether or not she buried dad.
True.
She unburies mom later.
But
we'll get to that.
Got to eat Kimiko.
Got to eat Kimiko. And probably feed her to Charlie. Right?
God, it's so brutal. Also, I do want to point out really quick before we move on to the next part. Speaking of the scene where she's cleaning up the blood off the kitchen floor, because that jump is incredible.
It's incredible. It really is. It's incredible.
And I just want to highlight again, this movie isn't black and white. So all you see is her cleaning up this really viscous, thick, dark liquid contrasting the white kitchen floor.
Yeah.
And it's just...
And she's doing it.
Oh.
She's doing it like it's any Tuesday.
Yep.
She's doing it like, "Oh no, I spilled some orange juice on the floor. Just mop it up real quick."
Yeah, don't mind the human parts that are stacked on the table.
No, there's several times she's like sawing body parts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And she's just doing it like she's got her hair all tied up and stuff. She's got her apron on, like any other day.
Yeah,
she's still trying to pet the cows, and the cows are like, "Fuck you, bro.
Yeah,
get the fuck away from me."
Yeah, and it's all just like at this point. One, her mom is a surgeon, so she taught her how to be very good with knives.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, like her mom taught her to not fear death. And so like she doesn't see this as really a problem.
No, she really doesn't. That's kind of like the tragedy of this movie is that like it seems very early on, it probably just instilled in her from a young age, this curiosity, right? Curiosity. And then also just this like very different upbringing, very isolated upbringing where she wasn't able to form connections or bonds with other people. And I don't know what the fuck her parents were thinking.
No.
That they were just going to live forever. You know, that
right.
like, what was she going to do after they passed away? So there's a part of me that's like, was she crazy? Was she sociopathic? Because sometimes like when things had happened when she was younger, she kind of looked at it like, ooh, what if I tore its skin off? You know, like that kind of Jeffrey Dahmer-esque feeling. Or was it just, no, she just grew up in this very scientific, very like, people die just like animals die, and it's a very natural thing. And like, we don't see the cows really as people. We just see you, me, and dad as people, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't really know if it was like nature or nurture in this instance.
Or if it's like a little bit of both, and the trauma of seeing her mom die just like
made her snap a
just
little
like
bit.
Yeah, triggered something in her.
That and just probably dad's response right when coming home.
Yeah,
right. So it was like this perfect storm of events.
You're
and
gonna
so
have to
like,
take care of that.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just like, you know, you feel bad for her, right? You're like, okay, it doesn't excuse your actions, but at the same time, like if things would have played out differently, would you have been a good person?
Yeah,
would you have just been like a really good surgeon? Right? God. If she wasn't led to believe that like she had to basically make her own family because she didn't have one.
Oh man.
She just went about making it in the complete wrong way. I think that's probably like my biggest, not gripe with this movie, but like that part of you that's like, part of me that's like, I wouldn't recommend this movie or necessarily rewatch it, is just this idea of like, this movie just makes my heart hurt, bro.
It's so sad.
It's so fucking sad.
It's so sad. Also cannibalistic. Also raunchy. Also
yeah.
Also beautiful.
Also
like,
horrific. Yeah.
Yeah.
Faux show. Actually, so I feel like that's all I've got for favorite. So we can easily get into scariest.
Sick. Okay. So my honorable mention for scariest is now later on in the film, after Charlie's dead, she needs family. So she goes out to the road and she gets picked up by this girl named Lucy, who has her little baby in the car. Antonio.
Yeah.
And so Lucy, Francisca, and Antonio are in the truck, and they're just driving toward Francisca's house.
Right. She, like, Lucy's just assumed that, like, oh, Francisca just needs a ride home.
Yeah.
She's just hitchhiking home. So.
And they're, like, definitely giving a lot of attention to the baby.
Yeah.
And so Francisca's, like, you know, petting the baby, touching his eyebrows, like all this kind of stuff. And you already know how Francisca is at this point. And so you're just looking at that baby like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And so they pull up to Francisca's house and she just grabs the baby and runs out of the truck.
No. She doesn't grab her. She doesn't grab him. She convinces Lucy. Can I please hold him? No, we really need to get going. Please, just for a minute. Like, can I please? Like, I just really want to hold him. She goes, oh, okay, just for a second though. And she goes and she gets Antonio out and she gives him a little kiss. And then you're just going to meet a new friend today. And she hands him over. And it's crazy because like Francisca gets him and says in Portuguese, like, thank you, Mom. Thank you so much for this gift. And then gets out of the car.
Yeah.
And Lucy's like, wait, where are you going? And she tries to stop. And Francisca gets out, slams the door, and just runs towards her fucking house.
Yep. She just snatches that baby and goes. And so she goes into the house. And oh my gosh, this is like one of the most brilliant killer scenes that I've ever seen.
It's brilliant and sad.
And so sad.
Yeah.
Within the minute that it takes, not even minute that it takes for Lucy to get from the truck into the house, Francisca has taken the baby, set the baby up on the bed upstairs, and has hidden. And
near like the entrance to the door.
Yeah,
because she's literally using Antonio as bait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so she's near the entrance to the door, using Antonio as bait. He's crying. And Lucy runs up, finds him, walks through the door, and then she gets got.
She gets got. And Francisca made sure to stab her in the right place too.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, like, I remember her getting in the car, and I was like, oh God, oh no, not the baby, no. And in my brain, I was like, oh, she's just gonna kill Lucy and raise Antonio as her own. No, fam. No. It's so much.
Lucy is the new Charlie.
Fucking worse.
Yep.
Yeah, than that.
Yep. Lucy gets.
So she made sure that it wasn't a kill shot. Is what I meant to say. There. It's like she was methodical
because she can stitch it. She can fix her up. And
she made sure she didn't hit a vital organ.
Yep. She just did a debilitating. Tis a flesh wound. She just did a debilitating stab.
I wonder where.
And
like,
then,
honestly, probably one of her kidneys, maybe
something like that.
Something that like wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah.
Like.
And then she gives her the Charlie treatment and she cuts her eyes out, cuts her vocal cords out, and then chains her up. And now she's in the barn. And Francisca's raising Antonio.
Is that so?
That's my honorable mention.
Is that whole scene?
It's
just the car scene.
Specifically her snatching the baby and running.
That's definitely an honorable mention of mine.
That is the honorable mention for me because that, like, you're just like, oh, fuck. And like
it's so quick.
Yeah.
It's so quick. And that fear is so palpable of somebody kidnapping your baby. And there's also like this tangible fear of this being a very innocent interaction.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. People ask to hold your baby and it makes you not want to do that shit.
Yeah.
It makes you not want to do that shit because you can't trust people.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Oh,
Super gross.
And they're talking like when they're in the truck, there's a little bit of dialogue too between Francisca and Lucy, and you just hear how much Lucy loves her son.
Oh my God. It's so apparent. And it's like Lucy picks up on it almost immediately.
Oh yeah. She's like, you're right up here, right?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And exactly, because like Francisca is not even acknowledging Lucy's existence.
No.
She's looking at Antonio, and like you can just see the wheels turning in her brain, and you're just like, oh fuck no, there's only 16 minutes left of this movie and you're gonna put a baby in this car with Francisca. You've got to be kidding. This is at this point that I literally I've said, what the fuck, Clark? Just what the fuck? My face is a grimace this entire movie.
Yep. This was one of the episodes we needed to have video for. That was my honorable mention, because that scene was so I had to take deep breaths.
You had to tell yourself like it's a movie.
I did. Yeah.
Yep.
My scariest scene is actually the scene where Charlie walks up to the house. Because
so it's like, yeah,
Charlie, the actor who plays Charlie, Will Brill, he does a really good job at looking like the most unsettling human you've ever seen.
You know who he reminded me of? He reminded me of that cousin. Did you ever watch Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yeah.
The cousin that would come over.
Yeah. And
with the razor.
There were so many things that were running through my head at that moment, because I'm like, he looks like exactly what you picture, like people who are evangelizing.
Yeah.
Like exactly what you expect them to look like, where it's like they have that really shiny exterior on, but you can see that there's just like
nothing.
Predation behind it.
Yeah, there's nothing behind their eyes. Like
no.
they're a fucking animal.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And he portrays that character
so
brilliantly.
Well. I know.
Oh,
I know.
My
and
God.
I'm wondering to myself, I'm like, what would I do in this situation? Right. But it's hard because he had a weapon that entire time.
Yeah.
So if you were standing where they were standing when he walked up to the house, like they weren't anywhere near their door. They were walking up and he was already there. So it's like you run into the woods. He can probably get at least one of you in that time, right? Because it's tall grass and everything. So
yeah,
that is one of my honorable mentions too. So I'm glad you brought it up.
He is. Oh,
I wrote creepy man is creepy.
He is so creepy.
And,
and you can just you have no reason at that point to have any tension built. Nothing has happened yet to make you feel any sort of way.
Well, yeah, it's like it's this very
it's the
much,
very beginning of the movie.
Absolutely.
And just seeing him, you're immediately like that. Nope.
Oh, the moment he opens his mouth and starts talking.
Yep.
Yeah, and it very quickly gets tense and more and more tense, right? Where he's being polite on the surface, he's being polite, but you know he has like insidious. Intentions is the word that I'm looking for.
Through the window.
Like you know that he's like a bad fucking dude, but at the same time, like you're like I like how quickly that tension ramps up when they get inside and he immediately like plays on it. Like, where's your husband? I thought you said he'd be here any second. Oh, he'll be here any minute. Okay, well, could you show me where the bathroom's at? No, it's over there. Yeah, but could you show me where it's at?
I need you to show me.
Yeah, I need you. I need you to show me.
Yeah.
And like I think he says something else before that where he's like, okay, we're gonna do it this way now. Right?
It's giving me chicken skin right now thinking about it.
Right.
Like
it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I definitely have that as one of my honorable mentions because that was definitely a scene towards the end of that scene where I was literally I thought to myself, I was like, are we crossing a line today? Are we crossing a line today? Like I literally had my like hoodie up to my nose. I was like, are we fucking doing this right now?
When I proposed this movie, I had to take a second and think about it and be like, is there any of the lines in it?
It's fine if there is. I just would appreciate.
Yeah, and I was like, no,
but like,
I don't think any of the lines are in it because at least I didn't think any of the lines were in it because they don't ever show anything either.
Exactly. It's very non-graphic. Like I could probably safely assume even because when we were talking about our trigger warnings at the beginning that like that probably happened before he beat her to death. We have no idea how much time he was actually in there with her. And Francisca probably could have heard the entire thing, right? If we're really going to go into that deep, dark place. I did also appreciate as a backup to that scene, the camera when Dad came home. This kind of like shaky cam. Because when he's coming home, it's just like any other day.
Yeah.
He just turns the radio off, and then, you see him slowly walk into the house, and then you see the aftermath of him dragging Charlie into the barn. And I thought to myself, I was like, oh, he killed him. Cool. That's great.
Yeah. No.
Turns out.
No.
Turns out he got a much worse punishment.
And the dad shows zero emotion through like the whole movie.
Oh, yeah. I love how mother and father are aptly named.
Yeah.
Because they serve that one purpose, truly. Right?
Yeah.
Like, they don't need any other character development other than that.
Nope. Yeah, that was all of my...
That was all your scariest?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got?
So the other honorable mention that I had here was one when Charlie was calling for Franny when she's watching TV with her dad, and you can hear Charlie outside just like, Franny. Yeah. Franny. Like, he just gets more and more angry. Like, and that's when eventually I think dad says something like, we're going to have to do something about him. And that's when she goes out and she talks to him and probably decides to cut out his vocal cords.
And to think that, like, at that point, she's a kid and she knows how to do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, and here's the thing too that you might miss is if you think she's probably like 10 years old. Let's say she's 10.
Yeah.
9 or 10. She mostly hangs out with mom, and mom is a trained surgeon, and she seems like Francisca is her star pupil.
Yeah.
She's her only pupil, right?
Yep.
So Francisca had a very different fucking upbringing where she was just she learned how to do this shit,
And she's probably brilliant.
She's
too.
probably fucking good at it.
Yeah.
She's probably really good at it. She probably do it in her sleep.
Yeah.
It's probably super easy to do, right? So
I mean, she does it without these people getting infections and dying, and she's doing it on the floor of a fucking barn.
yeah, and you can. What's interesting? She's doing all that. Yeah, right. The setting is important, and the aftercare is important, right? Like,
Yeah.
all of these things are like important details. And I also find it interesting that like she's not doing this en masse, right? She's literally doing it to not be alone.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up way
and
to
it makes
do
you
it.
so sad too. Like,
But that's literally why she's doing it, is because she doesn't want to be lonely, and she literally doesn't know how to form bonds any other way than to do this. And that's like the tragedy of it. Another honorable mention I did mention this earlier, but I did write it down when she came to visit Charlie the second time, and he just, because the first time she went to go see him, he could still speak English and he was still somewhat coherent.
yeah.
But the second time she went to go visit him when she was an adult, and she's like wiping his mouth and like cleaning him and stuff, and he just sounds like a dumb wheezing animal.
Yeah.
That's a fucking, because I don't feel bad for him, but
No.
like that's definitely an honorable mention for scariest.
Yeah.
I also had written down, let me see here, the car scene.
Yeah.
Antonio getting taken in the car, because that, especially towards the end, like I knew where that fucking scene was going.
Yeah.
From the moment Francisca got in the car, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Right?
Yeah.
So I knew it was going, but it still was a very tangible, made my heart pound. But the all-time scariest for me is when Lucy wakes up.
Oh. When she recognizes.
When you can slowly see her comprehending what is happening, what has happened.
And she tries to scream.
Yeah. Yeah. That scene to me, like, it's making my fucking stomach churn right now thinking about it, where you're just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You couldn't just fucking kill her? Because this is the thing. I'll describe this in a minute, but like, she doesn't treat Lucy the same way as Charlie.
No.
Which surprises me, because she seems so warm even with Kimiko. Like, I wonder if it was just because she knew that like this lady was not going to like her. Any second that like she got any type of grip on her, she'd probably try and kill her.
Yeah.
Right. But I was baffled at just the like, put the 2 buckets up and then leave. Come clean. She was very gentle. I'm going to talk about it. When cleaning her wounds.
Yeah.
Right. Like, she's not rude to her. She doesn't go up and beat her or like cover her in ice water or anything like that. But it seemed very cold to me.
And you do kind of wonder what the motive is there, because she does not let Antonio go to the barn.
Yeah.
So you know that it's not because she wants his mom to still be around or anything like that.
Or needed her for breast milk.
Yeah, or needed her for anything.
Yeah.
Or like that sort of situation.
That's
But
actually a really
also
good
she
point.
doesn't seem like she likes her at all.
Exactly. Or wants to
Or-
try
yeah.
and form any kind of bond or relationship with her. So like, why is she keeping her?
Yeah.
Was it purely just for more experimentation, like more surgery, like
Yeah.
practice? Why did she keep her alive? There was
Yeah.
literally no reason other than she wanted to get caught. Like, I don't know. Because who unlocked the barn that night? We're led to believe it's Antonio, but like, did he really know how to do that? I'm wondering who got her off of the wall.
Because Antonio had been in there once.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he was like, it was just a dream.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I had it written down as Antonio seeing Mombi.
Yeah. Yeah, because he goes in and then he like tells himself it's just a dream.
Yeah.
And like goes back to bed. But then he goes in again.
Yeah.
And that makes me wonder, like, does he free her? Is it Antonio that does it?
It could have been.
Because there's nobody else around.
There's nobody else around. I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious if what had happened was, because I remember he gets caught too. He gets caught either going into the barn or Francisca somehow finds out because he left the door open. I don't remember. But what I think happened is that the door either got left open or it got intentionally left open, and Lucy found a way to get her chains off of the wall.
Wait, I think the way that she finds out is I'm pretty sure that he asks her, who's the
that
person in the
lady?
barn?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You went in there?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
she
went
was
into
like,
the barn?
You're not supposed to go in the
Exactly.
barn. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking okay. So because I just wanted to avoid describing this scene as much as possible, apparently. Poor fucking Lucy, because after she's been stabbed and she bleeds out on the floor, she begs for Francisca not to do this. We presume that she dies until she wakes up. And you can see it. She can't because she doesn't have eyeballs. But her eyelids are sewn shut. And she has like a huge like scar like underneath her throat, right? And when she wakes up, you know, she's slowly kind of like coming to. She tries to open her eyes. Her eyes start to bleed a little bit. And Francisca's hands come in front and they dab them very gingerly, very gently. And she kind of like reaches her hands up to grab Francisca's and she just gently like puts them back down. And she wraps her head in gauze. And Lucy like reaches up. She tries to talk several times, like tries to get sounds out and realizes that she can't because her vocal cords have been cut. And then it ends as Francisca's wrapping her head up with gauze with Lucy just trying to scream as loud as possible. And it just makes like this
And just the
hissing
air
sound.
that comes. Oh.
It's fucking
Oh.
so sad.
It's brutal.
It's terrifying too.
Yeah.
Like just that idea of like, what the fuck, Clark?
Yeah, because I think this is one of those movies that like mom would never watch because the most terrifying thing about this is just humans.
It's just people.
It's just humans.
Yeah.
Like that. There's no supernatural element to it. There's no paranormal element to that. It's just fucked up humans.
Yep. Doing fucked up things.
And
to
the
other
sad
humans.
thing is, it's fucked up humans that are also you understand why they're fucked up.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like that. Oh.
That's the true layer of it.
Yeah.
Like really, I think that's why. Just as we're talking about it, and I'm sure on like a second watch, like I said, this is definitely one that like you need a strong stomach for this movie. But I do appreciate that it's not gory for the sake of being gory.
Yeah.
The only plot hole that I'm seeing right now is why keep fucking Lucy alive?
Yeah.
I can understand it for a couple of years while he's breastfeeding. That's it. Then why wouldn't you fucking kill her?
Yeah.
Because it's very obvious. Because I mean, yeah. Unless you wanted something to take care of. You wanted a pet that you just never interacted with. Maybe that was it.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe that was it.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
it.
So other than Antonio seeing Mombi, which was another honorable mention, I just liked that moment because it's him just being curious. He's wondering why the fuck mom randomly goes into the barn at night. Because at this point, like after wound cleaning time, we jump forward.
Like quite a few years.
Quite a few years. That was
Yeah.
another like wraparound to that layer of terror because you kind of see Lucy like kind of break down and start crying, right? And kind of defeated, trying to do everything possible, can't. And you move into the future because then you see Antonio, probably 7 or 8 at this time, sitting down watching cartoons, eating cereal, right?
Yeah.
And so you just immediately know like, oh my fucking God. We've bounced forward. He's grown up. And then when you see Francisca go and drop the pails for Lucy. You're just like, and she's still fucking alive. You fucking did that?
That's
really?
another layer to this fucking movie it's like with Charlie too. She kept him alive for like a decade.
A decade. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
At least.
And the only reason why he died was because he got loose.
Yeah. Because
So
she
that's
let
it.
him out. She let him out that one time so that she could sleep with him. And then when he was obviously always going to try to escape, she was like, okay, I mean, unless I'm going to put you on a leash and keep you in my house. Like,
Yeah. I just have to kill you.
And she could have done that. I mean, I don't know why she didn't do that.
Yeah.
Why would she kill her pet?
And she's keeping these people alive for a fucking decade.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the truly fucked up part.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up part. So I feel like that's all I had. I will also say, just for the sake, is Lucy does escape.
Yeah.
And she makes it all the way to the road. And it has a beautiful wraparound to the fact that the opening scene of the movie is the aerial shot of the trucker stopping because there's a woman, obviously, can't see her, but she just collapses into the middle of the road. And you kind of, when you reach the end of the movie, you're like, oh, fuck, that's Lucy.
Yeah.
And it's not that quite the end of the movie.
No.
Then you've got like when
you just see the lights pulling.
you see
up.
the glow. I love that
Yeah.
moment. I literally when Lucy went and she collapsed on the ground, like another favorite moment of mine, just to backtrack a little bit, is I thought in my brain, I was like, now all I want is just to see her get gunned down by the police. Like, I hate to say it, right? But like,
and oh my God.
So when you see the police
we
light.
have to talk about the end scene for a second. Because,
we are going to.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah. Lucy gets to the road. They end up notifying police. The police come. You never see the police.
Nope.
You see the police cars.
Yep.
And all that you really see is flashing lights in the dark a little further away. And they like start to pull up. And then
Obviously turning onto her farm road.
Turning onto her driveway. And she starts panicking. And then she grabs Antonio and she tells him, promise me that your thoughts of me will never change, no matter what you hear, no matter what they tell you.
Right.
That your thoughts of me will stay the same.
And you're my son.
And
like,
you are my son.
Uh-huh.
And then she just like snuggles him, and then you hear them break in.
And you hear the gunshot.
You hear them start saying like,
Uh-huh.
she's upstairs, you got to go upstairs. And like you hear the footsteps going up the stairs, and then it just blank gunshot done.
Done. Yep. I loved
Yep.
it. I loved it. I really did.
Such a beautifully executed final scene.
Definitely. And hopefully Antonio was okay. That poor, oh man.
Yeah.
The life those two would live, Lucy and Antonio, after that point.
Yeah.
Could you fucking imagine? Oh my God. I just don't even want to think about it. It was one of those things where you're just like, it's a fucking movie. It's a fucking movie. I don't have to think about how they'd live their lives because it's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
All right then.
I did have, I already said it earlier, but I did only have one quote from this movie, and I'll just reiterate it. Quote, "Why us?" Francisca says. Quote, "You let me in, and it feels amazing."
Yep.
From Charlie.
Mine is also from Charlie. It's Onward and Upward. It's for you, just so you know.
Uh-huh.
Oh
man.
See.
Did you keep a weapons roster?
I did. I just had pistol, knife ×2, and poison. Dad? Question mark?
I had gun, knife, bone saw, imprisonment, and isolation.
Can I take the bone saw?
You can take the bone saw.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was like, I did not think about that at all. I'm going to say this too. There's 3 quotes on IMDb. Francisca says, "Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence, and whether or not it is clear to you, the universe is unfolding as it should."
Her mom was genuinely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the only lore I think I was going to ask you about was just the Pope, like the story that her mom told her about. St. Francis of Assisi or something.
Yeah,
like
I should have looked that up.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. You can always do it in post. It's not a big deal. I will look up the trivia real quick. The music, there's 5 results for trivia, so I'm just going to read them all.
Yeah, for sure.
The music that Francisca and her father danced to is Naufragio in the voice of Amalia Rodriguez. This type of Portuguese traditional music is called fado, which translates to sad destiny, and it's commonly used to express the feelings of losing someone dear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Another little intentional thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The 3 Portuguese-speaking actors all use different accents. Lucy, playing Flora Diaz, has a Brazilian accent. Francisca Kika Malgahas has a continental Portuguese accent. And Antonio, Joey Curtis Green, has an Azorean accent.
Interesting.
That's super cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't notice the difference, but I'm sure like a native Spanish speaker would probably pick up on that.
Yeah.
I know you'll appreciate this, and so I'm gonna save that one. The show that Francisca's father keeps watching on TV is Bonanza, that was aired from 1959 to 1973. The particular episode that is featured in the film is titled The Avenger.
That's
right?
brilliant.
Right?
That is brilliant.
Writer-director Nicholas Peske's mother dissected a cow's eye with Peske, just like Francisca's mother does with Francisca in the film.
Oh.
Her name is like a tongue twister.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? Did the exact like same dissection. Okay. This last one I'm going to end with because it's kind of fun. It pertains to our last podcast episode.
Okay.
The movie that is playing on TV in front of grown-up Antonio is William Castle's House on Haunted Hill from 1959.
Hell yeah, it is.
The voice that's heard is Vincent Price.
Yes, it is. Oh,
That's it for trivia.
Vincent Price. Dad.
I know, right?
Dad. All right. Well, should we get into our ratings?
Yeah, let's do it. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I'm going to say that my weapon is imprisonment.
Imprisonment. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
With no vocal cords or eyes.
Yeah, with no eyes or vocal cords.
Wouldn't that
you
be
can't see and
lovely?
you can't scream.
God damn it. That would just be so fucking
Like
awful.
all you can only hear things coming.
That's it.
That's it.
And play memories in your brain.
Yeah.
And move old movies and TV shows
For 10 fucking years.
for 10 years. I would go fucking insane.
Oh, yeah.
I literally would. I mean, that's why I thought Charlie didn't speak anymore.
I-
right?
I
Like I
would-
didn't even think about his vocal cords being cut out.
No.
I just thought about him not being able to talk to another person for 10 years.
Like I would probably try to kill myself
Oh
in
my
some
God.
way or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if we're being honest, not to be morbid or anything, but if you just like run really hard at a wall,
Yeah.
you can kill yourself. You
Yeah.
can break your own neck. You just have to really mean it.
And they got chains. Like you could
That's
strangle
what
himself.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking is like, I don't know if you could do it with chains on, but
I'm sure if you were to like no.
we can do this all day. We really could.
Yeah. See, this is the problem with when you have horror fans that are also nerds is we're like, well, let's get into the physics of it really quick. Cause like,
Let's get into the logistics real
Yeah.
quick because I'm kind of curious. What would happen if I? That's a really great couple of different channels on YouTube that are called like How to Beat, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
how to beat like the eyes of my mother.
yeah. Oh man. Okay. So quality. I give this movie a 5 out of 5 for quality. Yeah. I think the only question that's unanswered is why did she keep Lucy alive?
Yeah,
But everything in this movie is executed so perfectly. Like
it's an hour and 16 minutes.
it's an hour and 16 minutes, so it's just a buckle up, you're in for a short ride. And it's
a
like
short ride that'll stick with you
Yeah.
for a long ass time.
a short ride that like I have not had a week go by since I first watched this that I didn't think about it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Love that for me.
And not in a that's the thing too, is there are so many reasons why this movie should, like when I do think about it, should give me like an uneasy gut feeling.
Right.
I look at this movie so fondly. I am like, this is one of the most well executed, most beautifully shot movies I've ever seen. And that's what I think about when I think of it.
Sure. You don't think about like the horror aspect
No.
of it as much. Mhm.
And so, yeah, for me, that's 5 out of 5. I also like when I do photography, I tend to shoot black and white. And so that just appealed to me in general.
Sure.
Like, a 2016 film in black and white. That's incredible.
Unheard of.
For scariness, it gets under your skin. I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, 4. Okay.
Yeah, because I think the only thing that would have brought it up is if there were like jump scares
Right.
but I think that would have taken away from it. And I do think that if they were to have shown all the gore, it wouldn't have been as effective too, because I think showing gore in the context of, well, that's a healed wound or like that's a sutured wound and like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that just makes it even that much better.
Yeah. And it makes your mind fill in those gaps. And sometimes that can be more terrifying.
Exactly. Yeah. And not really knowing how every scene pans out. Yeah.
Oh, the couple of times it happened at least twice, if not more, where my brain was like, oh, I know where this scene's going. And then I was mostly right, but like there was a little twist in there.
Yeah. Yeah. There are also scenes where it's like, I know exactly how this is going to play out. And then it probably does. And they just don't show you.
Yeah.
Like that's,
Definitely. Definitely.
As far as like creating a horrific vibe, it's a 5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I just, fuck it. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
You're going to give it a 5 out of 5 for scariness?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think that this is one of those movies that if you think in the traditional sense of a scary movie, you're not going to come out of this, or you're not going to be watching this and go like,
yeah. Yeah.
or anything like that. You're going to feel gross.
Yeah. You're going to feel gross, but I will also give you the like, oh, what about for rewatchability?
Oh, and for rewatch, I love it. I like,
5 out of 5
I would
also.
not recommend this to somebody. I would need to know a person before I would recommend this movie to them.
Yeah.
But I can almost guarantee if somebody watches this movie once, they'll watch it twice.
Yeah. I can say, yeah.
So
I can see that.
I think this will be the first one I give 5s across the board.
Okay. Oh, because you bumped quality up
Yeah,
too.
because I bumped quality up.
All right.
So
all right. I can respect that.
This is top shelf
This is
imprisonment for a rating.
But is it in your top 10 movies?
Oh, easy.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I can give you that. Like, in terms of disturbing movies that I've seen, when it comes to like having post, trauma from it, or like thinking about those scenes again, the scenes that I think of from The Eyes of My Mother don't evict like the same really gross emotions that I get when I think of like I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah.
Like, right? And it's because like those two movies, like they held back on some of the graphic violence. They let your imagination fill in the gaps. Sometimes that can be scarier, but it kind of makes it a bit more palatable.
Yeah.
Even though like they're about neck and neck for how much terror they ensue.
Yeah.
Really.
I think I Spit on Your Grave goes just a little further across the line.
Yes.
And like that's what really makes that.
It goes
above.
across that line because not only does it show it, but then it like goes further into that abuse territory, right? And then The Eyes of My Mother is this more like, because it's like this tragedy, this beautiful tragedy where you're like, oh, she's just doing this because she doesn't know how to be a regular person and she doesn't know how to form connection. And
it's the most like nurturing maternal torture that you can really imagine.
Definitely. I know, definitely. Like, and I feel like if you watch this movie, if it's for you, you'll understand that.
Yeah. I'm so excited to hear your rating.
I mean, my rating is not going to be as good as yours.
There's no way to.
Just talking about it's true. Not only talking about it with you, but also watching it a second time, like I can really appreciate it a little bit more. I had given it 4 out of 5 bone saws. I liked that it wasn't long. I appreciated like that it was well made. It had great detail. It had good atmosphere. And it was one of those like I said earlier, like nightmare dressed like a daydream, where like the whole time you're watching something that's awful. It's horrific. It's terrifying. But they're doing it in a way that makes it look beautiful. Beautiful is the only word that comes to mind. That's not the word that I want to use, but like that's the word that comes to my brain.
And you can't take your eyes off of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. You want to.
You want to real bad.
You can't. You want to be blind, but you're not. For scariness, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I found this movie to be incredibly disturbing. There was nothing on there besides like just this existential horror of like, oh my God, that would be terrifying. That's so fucked up to do to another person. In Lucy's case, not in Charlie's case. But I didn't really get a good scare out of this beyond that opening scene with Mom and Charlie.
Yeah.
Right? For rewatchability, I put this at a 2 out of 5 because it's a hard fucking recommend.
It is a hard recommend.
Like the last couple of days when people have asked me, what are you watching for your podcast this week? I've been like, woof. Like, is that a movie? No. But I don't even want to tell you what the movie is.
Yep. I actually don't feel comfortable telling you the name of it because you'll look it up. I
did write down. So I wrote 2 out of 5. I wrote hard recommend, but I haven't stopped thinking about it since I watched it yesterday. And that's not from a perspective of like, I'm so grossed out or like, that was really horrifying. It's from this perspective of like, what the fuck was that? But also like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I'm biased. Like I literally haven't stopped thinking about this movie.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah, and I hadn't seen it before, so you had seen it before.
Yeah. I went to go watch it again to cover it this week.
Yeah.
And I just bought it. Like I was just like, I'm not renting this.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you like it that much, I would
Yeah.
buy it. Definitely.
Yeah. But it's not, I didn't show Nick this movie. He was in the room while I watched it.
Right.
He did not watch it.
I watched it in the morning yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would not want him to watch it. There's not very many people that I would say you should watch this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to hear feedback from other people who have watched it, because like I want to discuss it and dissect it and talk about it, but like it is not one that I would just recommend to everybody.
No.
Even people that like horror movies, I would even vet those people.
Yeah. I can almost guarantee my customer turned friend turned like one of our biggest fans, Xenia. She'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
But she's probably the only one I know that's.
I'm sure Pavel and Stevie will watch it. They are hardcore horror nerds.
I would be really curious to hear what Pavel's going to think of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that brings us into our what up.
I feel like there's a weight off my shoulders moving on.
Now that
from
we've
that
talked
movie
about
now.
this movie,
Yeah.
we can cross this shit off of our
like,
list.
Yeah, like since we started this podcast, I've been like, we're gonna have to cover it.
Oh my god,
we're gonna have to cover it.
We're gonna have to fucking talk about this movie, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. So what doing?
Yeah, what up?
Trying to think of what's happened over the last like week. I guess the big thing that I want to bring up is that Nick and I had our 3-year anniversary yesterday.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks. Yeah, we had spent a little bit like last month figuring out what it was that we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we had thought about going somewhere. We thought about like just renting an Airbnb or going out to a nice dinner or something. And we have both been saying like since we got together that we've never had professional massages. Mm-hmm. And so that popped into my head and I was like, let's just get massages.
Yeah.
Like whatever else happens that day happens, but let's make sure that we actually do them. And so we went to Knott Springs in inner Southeast. I think it's like Southeast 3rd and something.
Nice.
And it's just like in this tall building and you go like you enter on the ground floor and then you go up some stairs and there's this beautiful walkway that it's like it's cement and then it's just open air and they have like lavender planted along the side of the building and it's gorgeous. And you just walk through and you enter into this area that is just these mineral pools of like different temperatured water. And they have essentially like a routine that you follow where you do like this pool and then a cold plunge, or no, this pool, a cold plunge. And then you do a sauna and a cold plunge and a sauna and a cold plunge. And then the whole point is that you're supposed to disconnect and you're supposed to be you're supposed to be present. And so they don't allow phones and they don't ask you to keep track of time. The massage therapists come and grab you when it's time and they give you like 15 minutes for you to go and change and get ready and all that kind of stuff. And then it's just at your own leisure. You just like go. And then
that's super
we
nice.
had hour-long side-by-side couples massages.
Ooh.
And it was really good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
It was such a good time. And then I didn't realize that you're supposed to apparently like chug water after a massage.
Really?
Yeah. I guess you're supposed to make sure that you hydrate really well or your muscles just like kind of go back.
Yeah.
And so we went and had a beer and then went and had a margarita.
Oh
and then,
my God.
And then I chugged a bunch of water.
Oh my God.
But we went to like Holy Ghost and everything.
Yeah, of course.
Got to go to our favorite places.
Yeah, it was your anniversary. No shame.
And so it was a really good time. And then actually, I guess I can think of 2 more things. The day prior, I had gotten to go on a hike with Danny, who is like one of my all-time best friends. And we just like our lives have paths that don't cross super frequently.
Sure.
And so we have our own shit that we deal with, but our paths crossed and we were able to go out on a hike. I got hella sunburnt and it was just being around him. He is one of those people that he is like, I don't know, our souls make sense when they're with one another, and it was just such a good time to be able to catch up with him and go outside and hear how life's been treating him and how much growth he's been experiencing and be able to just share some quality time.
Yeah.
So that was a really fun experience. As far as like reading goes, I've kind of been in a reading slump for the last little bit. I haven't been doing as much as usual. And so I'm partway through Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, and I'm still just kind of working my way through that.
Yeah.
It's like a modern retelling of David Copperfield, and it's
I think you briefly had mentioned it. Yeah.
It's beautifully done. I'm just slowly working my way through it and kind of being more present in real life right now.
Yep.
So
well, and it's summertime too. So like people are getting outside more. They're going out and doing stuff. Like we're going and doing stuff this weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that next weekend. So it's just everything's in full swing right now in terms of like everybody wanting to be outside and being busy.
Yeah. I think that's it.
That's the majority of your what doing?
Yeah.
What have I been doing? I've been reorganizing the shop because we're planning in the start of July, like switching completely over from retail to dog grooming and self-wash. So I'm trying to get like as much inventory out of here as possible, and some of like the excess shelving and things that like don't work. All of my appointments canceled on me today, so I had just a ton of time to catch up on my bookkeeping. I organized some of my like paperwork that I had neglected for a long time.
Yeah.
And I threw away a lot of stuff too, just stuff that like I didn't need anymore.
Hell yeah.
I also got all of our certificates framed from our conference, so that was super fun now that they're all mailed in. So now we just have to find a good like visible spot to hang all of them. And then what else? I finished Sea of Stars.
Oh yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because I finished the last like main mission, right? And then after I was done with it, it said, "Okay, you're ready to go to the main like the boss battle, like the end of the game. But if you want to, there's like other things you can do beforehand. Like so like this is your opportunity to do those things before you go to the boss battle." And I was like I've never had a video game do that. Where it was like, you don't need to go to that place yet if you don't want to. So I went online and I found out that there's a true ending. There's an ending and then a true ending. And so instead of just beating the game and then doing the true ending, I did it all at the same time. So that's why it took me a bit longer to complete it.
Yeah.
Because I had to 100% it. I had to collect all of the stupid shells that were everywhere, and I had to like do all the side missions for all the characters, and I actually had to beat the game in order to get the true ending. So I thought that was interesting.
I like that. Yeah.
But I appreciated that it made sense for the story.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to necessarily spoil it in case people want to play Sea of Stars themselves, because I will tell you it's one of my, I would say, a top 10 game. It was absolutely phenomenal. Really, really fun to play. And the story itself was rich. There's a lot of character development.
Okay.
There was a lot of twists and turns. It's also very like not mature themed, not even adult themed, but like there are extra worldly monsters in it, and they don't really hold back on how scary they look, which I appreciate.
Ooh, okay. And for it to be a top 10, like that's
like I really truly like I liked it. I don't really like turn-based games that much, but I will not stop thinking about it. And I'll tell you, like I really like Tears of the Kingdom. Hated the fucking ending to that game because I felt like it was really cheap.
Oh,
so it was
really?
like, you killed a character halfway through, and then at the end of the game, it was like magic undid everything. Magic just magically brought that person back to life with no.
It was
way to
essentially the game version of it was just a dream.
It was just a dream the whole time.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that in Sea of Stars, because again, I'm not spoiling it, there's a major character death that happens in it. The person doesn't come back the entire game.
Yeah.
The very end of the game, right? You have the opportunity to bring them back, but it's only after you beat it. And it's after you complete like all of these side missions. And then when you finally like do bring that character back, it's not a magic undid everything. There's a real reason why like they came back. And so it's cool. Like I remember watching that. I was like, are you kidding me? That's actually really clever. And I appreciate that.
Sick.
It was really, really fun. I appreciate it too, because it's up to 3-player couch co-op. So up to 3 players can play, and it has like a different play style when you play with other people versus when you play with yourself.
Yeah.
I've never seen a game that has done that before. And I've played a little bit of the multiplayer with Harrison, and it was pretty fun. And they just came out. I think they just celebrated an anniversary. They came out with like a 8+ hour new gameplay DLC that was free.
Sick.
It was like a thank you. Thank you guys so much for loving our game. Here's some DLC for you.
Sick.
Yeah.
I love when developers do that.
I really do too.
Yeah.
Because it makes you think like, okay, they really care. They appreciate their community and the support that they're getting. and they are still using it as like a soundboard and like a jumping off opportunity to try new things.
Yeah.
Because at least in this update, like they didn't just like give you new missions. They completely revamped the play style, like the turn-based style.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, I like that.
It's fun.
I like that.
Definitely would recommend it.
Yeah.
And whenever it's on sale, obviously. Like I waited for it to come on sale because I remember downloading the demo. And I was like, yeah, this is fun, but I don't really know if like it just seems like any other Final Fantasy game to me, right?
Yeah.
But boy, was I wrong.
Ooh, okay.
I was really wrong.
I'll add it to my wish list on Steam so that it notifies me when it goes on sale.
And it's kind of fun too because I feel like it's one that you can easily pick up and put down. I will tell you, I did need a walkthrough for a lot of it because there's only one gripe that I have, and that's that it's really hard to navigate it. It's easy to like go back and forth between places, but the map is not very helpful.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like half the time you're like, oh, I have to go back to this town, but where is it? Right? Because you only know where all the islands are. And so there's so many times that like I had to go on Google and be like, where's the old town of Brisk at? And it would be like, oh, it's on Watcher Island. Okay. So like it was so many times I had to do that.
It's like the map doesn't get specific enough.
Yes. Like I wish there were a way to zoom in or a way for me to like have like, I don't know, some encyclopedia that would tell me like where the places were, or even just like there is somewhat of like a fast travel system, but even then you're only fast traveling to like 2 or 3 different points on the map and not to like individual places, right? And so you're just half the time I'm just like, oh, I had to be over there, oh fuck, and you're like, oh, I gotta be over there. There's a lot of that goes on in this game, but other than that, like it's phenomenal.
Yeah, that that I'm gonna have to give that a shot.
And other than that, you know, I didn't get to spend too much time with my family last week. They did go camping. It seemed like they had a good time. I had some conversation with Colin. I don't want to talk too much shit about it because I know some people might listen to this episode.
I can also cut it out.
Right? Like who gives a shit, right? We could talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Before we go, do you want to make an announcement about our
I was just thinking about it, like, because I don't know
by the time like all these come out, or is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. So the thing is, I definitely want to have some time to like bank some up.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the schedule is going to look like for recording and posting for the next little bit. Mm-hmm. So I guess we can say something like,
because we could even just like go back to bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because this is the first time we're ever doing this, right? So we got like really excited and like overzealous and didn't realize, overzealous might not be the right word, but we got really excited and we didn't realize that like summer gets really busy. Yeah. And you're doing a lot of stuff.
I'm outside a lot. You're doing
a lot of stuff outside. And so editing has become a chore for you.
Yeah.
And we don't want this podcast to become a chore for us. We wanted this podcast to be fun and something that we wanted to do together.
Yeah.
So we want all of our listeners to know that like we appreciate you guys being here. We want you to keep listening. We want you to know we're going to continue to do this.
Absolutely.
We might have to take a little brief break so that we can catch up and we can and come back and enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll be better podcasters for doing it.
I think so too, because I think there is I'll be transparent in saying that I have a backlog that I need to get through.
Yeah.
And it's hard to approach it when I know that there's so much to do.
Absolutely.
But then I also know that there's just been like a few changes to the way that I want to approach how I study for these episodes and like how I take notes and everything.
Right.
But I feel like we're doing it so quickly and having that backlog where I'm just like editing, watch whatever it is that we're watching as quickly as I can and then record, like that sort of thing. I want to be able to get caught up and take some time to really appreciate what I'm watching and go a little deeper.
No, I 1,000% agree. Like truly, I want it to be fun. I don't want this to be something that you're like, oh my God, I don't want to have to do any of this.
And that's the thing is like, no matter what, I get to sit here and hang out with you. So like, I always look forward to it.
Yeah.
And I just want to be able to nerd out a little more. On what we're watching, you know?
Yeah. And like every once in a while we got to go out and do other shit too.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're going to go on a little bit of a hiatus. We don't really know how long, and we don't really know if you'll even notice. Like, episodes might just keep going, and you might not even know.
But it's good to at least address it. Just like at this point in like June, it's June 5th today, right?
Yeah.
So it's just we're starting to think about it. You had texted me, just being like,
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about something.
Yeah, I think I need to.
I needed to dial it back a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't know if you guys will notice. If you do, it won't be for long.
Yeah, it really won't be.
Yeah.
And if you could, please send us all of your recommendations. We have a very long list of movies to get through, but if there's something that you want us to cover and you would listen to, fucking let us know, because we would cover that before we would cover the stuff on our list.
Absolutely.
1,000%. The list is there as a master list so that when we run out of ideas, because when we come together and we make those lists, we're just looking at the master list. We're not doing them to make them connect together or even picking our favorite ones. Sometimes we are.
Sometimes we do. But yeah, for the most part, it's just random off the list, and somehow they line up really well.
Yeah. So if there's one that you want us to cover, please just tell us. Just tell us which one it is. Just email us. If you have my phone number, you can text me. If you don't, I'm not giving it to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Same goes for me. I feel like the majority of our listeners have me on Instagram. Send me a message on there.
Don't send me a message on Instagram. I don't know how social media works. I have it. I don't ever check it. And you can send me a message. I don't want to say don't send me messages, but don't expect me to answer them.
Or find your nearest void, scream into it, and I'll hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Danny and Dick O'Halloran.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah. We don't have well,
until next time.
Until next time.
Have a great summer.
Yeah.
Make good choices.
Yeah. Go outside.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. It's Karina. I'd like to tell you of a couple of announcements. We have got a Patreon now. You can subscribe at patreon.com/itsalwaysspooky. For $5 a month, we will be having some very special features, so stay tuned for those. Starting with every week, we'll be posting what episode we're planning on doing, so please make sure that you post your scariest and your favorite scenes so that we can feature them in the episode. If Patreon isn't your speed, you can also send us a tip on our Ko-fi account. That's kofi.com/itsalwaysspooky. Please, please, please also email us your spooky stories and any recommendations to itsalwaysspookypodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much.
It's always spooky.